Hi there, this is Business with Dave. In this video, I'll be telling you why you should be watching Street Food Latin America on Netflix. I think this is a great series where you go through each sort of country, each sort of city, the cuisines behind the city, the characters behind these amazing street food businesses, and you sort of take through each sort of steps, their vibrantness, the cuisines, the people, the characters, because those are the things that represent the city most. It's the people and what they do for the city that is a great show in itself. Before I jump to this video, I want to thank everyone who has subscribed to the channel. You guys are all awesome, and if you haven't already, do subscribe to the end of this video, and hopefully you can watch this series as well. But yeah, let's jump straight into this video. So firstly, you get to see some of the amazing characters that shape a city and their sort of cuisine and what they sort of represent to their communities. I think this is such a great series. You get to follow a real hero or protagonist within sort of a city and their cuisine and how they've represented themselves, their cuisines, and their food that they make for people, their passion, their love, their motivations. And I think when you look at the people stories behind each episode, they sort of follow one main character. You sort of see their upbringing, their problems, their obstacles, stuff that they've had to overcome, and not a lot of that is pretty. And I think when you think about all of these obstacles that people have had to go through in order to get to where they are now, it's a lot to admire, it's a lot to show for. And I think when you have a series that highlight that and highlight their fight, their determination, their grittiness, I think that's something that we could all take inspiration from. If we want to start our own business, we need that grit, we need that determination, we need that passion to show in our business, in our food, in order to succeed. And I think when you follow each character, you sort of see that, and you see them evolve their cuisines and their city as well, how they grow as much as the cities grow as well. And I think the series in each episode represents a great city in that sense and the people behind it. The second thing is that you learn so much about each city and how beautiful it is, and you get to see the culture and history and heritage. You sort of learn where certain foods come from, certain influences from Europe, Southeast Asia, and how it sort of shaped each cuisine to how it is now. There's a lot of history telling, and I think that's great, because the more education the better, because there's so much education out there and there's so much amazing knowledge that not a lot of people know about, particularly from different countries. And I think when you learn the culture, you learn the background, you learn why sort of mindset shape different people and how their sort of people has got to where they are now, is so inspirational. I think everyone should just give this series a watch and just see the behind the scenes, how their street food has shaped the world, how the street food has shaped their communities, their cities, and how it brings people together. And the city is only the people that are there that makes the city. So when you think about how the people and the food and the culture, the architecture, stuff like that shapes the city, it portrays a great way in order to understand each sort of ethnicity, their branding, sort of understanding their culture. And it's just a great series overall when you look at the different cultures and how they differ in different parts of in North America. So yeah. The third thing that I've taken from this series is that not all street food has to look pretty, and I think that's a great sort of way to understand that street food sometimes is all about the taste, it's all about the flavors, it's all about the fresh ingredients. And I think when you have people cooking it there, you get those smells. I think if you create those for your business, it is a surefire way to get people in, trying your food, hopefully they like it and they'll keep coming back. When you generate smells, if you generate that sort of buzz, it doesn't have to look great in order for people to be like, oh, okay, I'll at least give this a try. Because if there's already a massive queue, there's a good reason why people are queuing up. If it doesn't look great, then that's fine. But if it tastes amazing, people are just going to be coming back. And I think that's such a great way to say it's all about the flavors, it's all about the quality that you put in, it's all about the time that you put in, the effort, and it will come out in the food that you are hopefully selling to people. Yes, people do eat with their eyes, but flavors, smells, they all contribute just as even or even more than how it looks. So do take that on the board as well. The fourth thing that I love about the series is that everybody, and you can see everybody is going for it. I think when you have passionate people who have so much to give and so much stuff that they've had to overcome, problems that they've overcome, a lot of these business owners are women who just have to do it out of necessity, and they just don't have choice because they need to support their family, and in order to do that they need to start their own business, work really hard, long hours, maybe through the night as well and through the morning in order to support their family. And I think when you look at their struggles, you understand why they're doing it, you sort of sympathize and you understand their motivation, their drive. And I think when you have that motivation, you have that drive, you could do anything, whether it's a street food business or whether it's just any business. If you have a goal, if you have a motivation, if you're doing it for someone or a selection of people, that will keep pushing you on to do amazing things. Because a lot of the times, if you don't put your pressure on yourself, you'll just become complacent, you'll become lazy, and you just won't be motivated to do it. But if you have a motivation, if you're doing it for your family, that's the thing that will spur you on whenever you are at your lowest. When you're at your lowest, you need something to spur you on. You just think about the reasons why you're doing it. You're doing it for your family, you're doing it for your friends, you're doing it to prove the doubters wrong, even if it's that. Because those are the things that you'll need in order to get your business successful. And I think during this series and each episodes, each and every one of those main protagonists have shown that, and they've proved them wrong. And you should definitely take that upon them for yourself and to do it for yourself. The next point is that you can see that their food is made with love, is made with care, is representative of the city that they live in, the people that they are, and it just is such a great way in order to show that every sort of culture, cuisine is different, and they have their sort of fieriness, they have their sort of subtleness and different flavors, and it's just pretty interesting to see different cultures blending in and different people blending together and them making a city a city. Each city will have their own sort of main sort of representation and their sort of characteristics and personality as well. So it's a great way in order to get people understanding where people are coming from, and also how love will play a massive part into the food that they produce. Because if they don't love what they're doing, it's not going to taste great. You're just going to be doing it half-heartedly, and that's not exactly what people want to buy. That's not what people will remember. There's no reason to tell other people about you if you don't put your love and care into your food. So if you do that for yourself, for your business, people will see that, and that people will keep supporting you. Like during each episode, people love their food for a reason. It's whether it's the people behind it, whether it's the food itself, what they represent, and how they carry on with their business. That's the thing that will come out, and what people will see, and how people will sort of associate you with the food and the cuisine as well. And my last and final point is that everybody's adding their own touches to what they're making and the cuisine that they're doing, and I think that's great because they're experimenting. They're not sticking with the classics. They're evolving the cuisines in each city. They're evolving the sort of ingredients, bringing in different ideas and trying new things. And yes, I stress a lot on traditional classics are always bestsellers, but when you have everybody doing the same thing, you need that little bit of creativity. You need that bit of imagination and reasons why people will be pumped to go get your food. And I think when you do something a bit more creative, you do something a bit more experimental, and it tastes great, it looks great, it smells great, then hopefully you represent something that is different and still keeping the traditional sort of elements of the food that you're making. I think the show portrays it very well for each and every vendor, street food business, and it tells a great story, and kudos to those who have produced it as well, because they pick great protagonists and people who represent the food, the cuisine, the city as well in the series, and you can't stress that enough because it's very difficult to find people who are passionate throughout and who are persistent throughout, who are so strong and representation of their cuisine and business, like these people who have showed and shared their life's experiences and their love of food. And I think when you think about it in that sense, the series overall has been really great, and the different variations that they've gone through and transitions have been very good. People will hopefully appreciate that and hopefully take upon each city, each story upon themselves and take the bits that they like, apply it to your business. And I'm sure if you could apply just a little bit of here, a little bit of there, it will make a difference for your business. Whether it succeeds or not, at least you'll be representing yourself, representing your cuisine, and hopefully you do something similar to those who are in this series as well. Thanks for this video, guys. Hopefully you found this video useful, and if you did, like this video and consider subscribing to the channel. Do give this series a watch. I am starting to watch the 3rd season, which is the USA, but the Latin America, that is the season that I thought super inspiring. You get to follow these amazing characters, their journeys, their food progression, and how they've built up a reputation within that city for the cuisine itself. There's reasons why they are documented. They're not just ordinary people. They are ordinary people who have done extraordinary, amazing things, who have persevered and gone through so many hardships in order to get to where they are now. And it's great that their story is being told and that we could all know about it and be inspired from it as well. So hopefully you give it a try. I've been Business with Dave, and I'll see you next video. Take care.